perspective for me a bit. But anyways, I'm gonna I'm gonna start digging into this remix if you guys don't have any other questions. I'm gonna turn it back up a little bit. Okay. Alright, so if I start taking this up. I'll show you guys how I want to start it.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should change.
I do this pretty often where I have just like, because I mean strudel is very much like something that likes to be lined up on the like every 4 bars. So I'm gonna pretty much start the remix on the like the 5th bar, and I want to start it something like this. I'll show you guys what I have so far.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to be around you. But baby, I'm first in place. Face card, no cash, no credit. Baby, I'm yes card, don't speak, you said it. Girl, look at you. Stick the application in the view. Sweet like Malibu. Look at you.
That's all I got. I know it sounds somewhat complete, but honestly, it's only like 7 or so things that I'm putting in there. So, but we're at a good. That's 7 pretty good things, right? Like I like it. But like a couple things I'm thinking. I definitely need another monitor. Yeah. 7. It's only 7 things. It's definitely more than 7. There's definitely like the. This is the meat and potatoes we got here, but we definitely need more. Like, it's definitely like, we're jamming, but, we need a little extra things in there. We need a little, like, I don't know. We need we got like the main, like, thing. We got like if this was like a dish or something, like we got like the really good, like, chicken brewing and stuff, but like we need the side dishes, then we need like we need the spices on top. And then I need to mix it. I've been doing this thing. I'll just be shouting out strudel tips as I go. Where I've been like, that's my mail. That is my email. Where I've been like having a gain constant at the top to like sort of mix these a little bit better, because mixing's already so hard in strudel. But like, once you've typed everything out, like putting the gain constants on it is kind of a pain. So like mixing it as you go a little bit, because honestly, I feel like sometimes strudel's only meant to have like 2 or 3 things, because once I got 4 things in there, like it starts clipping and like getting really distorted. So like I've been really trying to like keep, gain stage like a little bit better. And I think it could also just be like my style of like doing things really loud. But I got, so basically like on every track, usually, I guess not on this last one, because I just made this, I'll have like this post gain, then I'll have this constant here, and then I'll multiply it by something so that like I can bring my whole mix down, but like everything maintains the same level with each other. And that's like super helpful. Warm strudel. Seen some chatter about it. Yeah. So warm strudel, the things that it has more than I've explored, but yeah, if you don't realize, this is warm dot strudel, which is kind of like a development branch of strudel, so it has a lot of experimental stuff. But they put it all in the reference, so it's not like it's just like stuff you have to find out somehow. But one of the big things, let me use something while I do this I'll turn this down so you can hear me talk about it. Is like LFO. So you know how, I don't know who here has used Ableton. In Ableton, you can put like an LFO or something on like anything. And so we're gonna take this bass. There you go. My bad, y'all. It was coming in from another source as I was doing it. I have my strudel on a separate thing, and somehow my screen capture was going at the same time in OBS. So that solves that mystery. So sorry about that, everyone. That should have, I think, solved anything. Could I get a thumbs up if that fixed it? Thumbs up from people. Awesome. Is that better? I would love. Is that Okay, awesome. So bringing this back. Also, let me know if this is a good level for strudel versus my voice. All right, how is this? Got strudel going. Can't hear strudel at all. I'll keep bringing that up so y'all can hear it. Hey ya, hey ya. I'll keep bringing it up. Checking my voice at the same time. Amazing, amazing. Alright, so let's get into warm strudel. I'll turn down my speakers a little bit. So warm strudel basically allows us to put like an envelope or an LFO on everything. That's probably the big thing that strudel adds. And so let's just take these bolts off for a second. So this is the normal bass sound, and if we put a normal distortion on it, this is what it sounds like. It's fine. Since we have a long decay time, like it's a very like held out bass right now. And then if I go and I add an envelope to it, you'll hear how it changes. I guess it's pretty subtle, but if I were to add, say, a really short decay time, you hear it on the start of the note, right? Versus like on other parts of the note. Or if I were to make the attack slower. It's probably hard to hear with this going so fast. I'll take this and make it quarter notes. We'll take the decay time, make it longer also. Versus. It just allows you to make like all different kinds of like cooler, better sounds that are just like way more interesting in my opinion. And we could take the same thing, we could say, I usually need to pull up the reference on here. And also just if you're curious about how to go to this at all, you can just do how you normally do strudel, just warm dot in front of it. So we're gonna do LFO instead of envelope. And then we're gonna go depth 4. Like that's huge. It's like such an amazing addition to strudel. Like I was shocked. I think it was I forget what her real name is. Her Instagram name is Glossing, and she posts about it a lot. And you should follow her if you don't. Yeah, everything is documented right here. If you could, let me make sure you can see this part of my. Oh, let me move my face is blocking it. But I'm looking it up in the reference right now. Like everything is documented in the reference. I think it might be documented in the learn also. I haven't checked because I've just been using the. Yeah. So if we go here and we go to LFO. No, I don't think it's here yet. But it is in the reference, and it's pretty detailed in the reference also at that. So like, yeah, I mean, it just like completely changes. And then there's also, this is the thing I haven't explored much, but it's also huge. There's these things called buses. And I don't really have a great understanding of them yet. They're a little bit above my head. But my understanding is like you can take one thing, send it to a bus, and then mess with it more. So if I were to do like bus 2, I think we have to specify dry in some way, like that. So now there's no sound going, but we could do, you know, bass 2. I forget how we take it from there. Maybe this is much less documented. Sound bus, that's right. So we have to do this, basically. Maybe that. Yeah, there you go. So now we have we're sending this bass on a bus to this bass, and then we can just like keep messing with it more. And we can do like, you know, we can just like completely change it. I haven't been in one of Glossing's streams. I was enjoying one of those. I didn't realize she streams. But yeah, no, these buses are like huge. Even like it also makes mixing easier also, which like I haven't gotten super into. But like for example, with an orbit, I can't turn down an orbit, like you know, post it going to the orbit. But this has like a bus gain where I can like turn it down from the bus, like before sending it out. And like it just leaves like way more potential to be like, I don't know, just messing with stuff like a ton more. And I think it's super awesome how people are doing that. But anyway, I assume everybody wants me to continue with the remix probably instead of, this is why I had to take a break from streaming, because it's actually like so exhausting. I never realized how like exhausting streaming can be, just from like the amount that I start like totally yapping. But I love it. Like it's so like, it feels so much more interactive than Instagram in a lot of ways. And I feel like I just like connect a lot better with people while I'm streaming. I'm also gonna figure out how to stream to other platforms, probably using like Restream or something, sort of how DJ Davis, I think. But anyways, we probably want to continue with this. And so at this stage, we have like something really awesome. But I have a couple things I'm thinking. I think I added this because I want the bass to fade in at the start, and that's like a nice touch. Is having something fade in without just like abruptly coming in. I wanted to add a couple different like ARP things that come in throughout the song, and then I want to have a high pass filter that turns on before like some sort of beat drop maybe, to like, that like is not on the vocals. So I need to go through and be like, you know, if I want a high pass filter that's not going to end up on the vocals, I'm going to need to declare the slider here, like this, and then POW 2, and then like go all through here and just like copy paste that. Let me make sure. I'm going to allow, there you go. I think I allowed the link to Glossing's stream. Make sure, yeah. Everybody should be able to go see. She's become a very major contributor to the Strudel language, to my understanding. And so super awesome to have her doing that. And I feel like she's just like adding all the stuff that I would have like wanted to be in Strudel, just like, I don't know, that I've always like thought would be cool. But anyway, we're gonna go add this high pass filter to everything so that we can do like a bit of a beat drop of sorts, or just go for the drive. Also, you guys want to see it, my cat's laying here with me. He's very beautiful guy. I'll angle the camera down a little bit. He's just like chilling with me. This is kind of why I wanted to be on the couch today. My cat's name is Choppa. My girlfriend had him before we started dating. It's Choppa after NLE Choppa. But yeah, so I'm thinking, I did this this like super saw like low pass like come in on like the Addison Rae remix. I'm really trying to kind of style this after my Addison Rae remix like a bit. Like that's like one of my favorite ones I've done. And so I'm trying to do something like in like a similar-ish vein. And so I want the high pass thing on all this, even though I think this is going to come in later. It's going to be like the sauce for halfway through or something. And then on the break, And yeah, I don't know what else. Oh, I want to turn that back down. Uh, yeah, and then I want some of the ARPs going. I had these ARPs that are all right, like just all right. Not these. I was going a little crazy. It's kind of unnecessary, to be honest. Um, it might be. It might be good if I simplified these. Honestly, make them a little bit. Maybe we add like. Let's do that. Maybe we do like something like this. Maybe we do. Oh, maybe we get a little fancy. Something like this. And then I forget if I need to put this in quotations. I think I might. It usually doesn't hurt. And then I want to do. Something like this. I actually want to do. I kind of want it to be like a twinkly thing. Kind of teaching something page we posted your airport strudel. That was honestly less of, they're kind of do some teaching content, but they're more of a fashion studio, and they just asked if they can like use my reel, and I was kind of like, it doesn't hurt. And like we had like a meeting and everything about it. I'm not really like contributing, and they kind of were just like asking me if they could just like take it and like upload it on their page, and I was kind of like, what can it hurt? But they're a cool like Paris fashion studio, which hopefully I'll work with like them on a display or something at some point. I feel like that would be really cool. But yeah, for this remix, I'm kind of thinking like I like doing ARPs like this, where like they obviously follow the chords, but like I want it to be like a little bit more sparkly, but like not. I don't want the actual. I kind of want it to have another sparkly thing, and so I'm thinking maybe doing like a layer. Oh, it doesn't like that, does it? Oh wait, I've mistyped. Oh, it doesn't like layer inside of off. We could do. Let's just start with room. Yeah, no. I think they're called I can't even. Etude? This is kind of getting close to the sparkling thing, I'm thinking, though. Maybe we want to do this up a notch. Maybe this. I think I can just do this also. Maybe not. What if we did this also? Oh, it doesn't like having both. What if we did this? Put off the chord up. Do this too. That's like if we just had it on like that. It's the same. I think that's all right. That might work. Oh, I should totally make them plugs. That's a great fucking idea. Yeah, just override that shit. We could even do, this might sound bad. like a little bit of FM at the start, do a little FM decay, like. That could be cool. I want to hear it in context a little bit. Oh, we want this. I love that. That's sick. I've never made something like that. That's sick as hell. Put this in. I want to break this down for you guys because I'm actually really proud of this. I've been getting more into, I feel like vocal chops and strudel are awesome. And so usually I'll start with something like, if I'm chopping a vocal, just some, like, the classic, like, where you do the scrub, something like Berlin or some kind of noise or alteration thing. Maybe make it fast. And so I'll usually just start with something simple. It's mistyped. Obviously we can't do that, but like super fast. Maybe I'm like, okay, slow it down. And if you don't know speed, we'll put it up an octave also. So like, I'll usually start with something like this, but then as I go, I might try a couple different signals. I might try a sine. I might put a range on it, because that's going to change where it's picking from the sample. So I might do something like that. And then where it gets really interesting is you start patterning it, and then it becomes like. So then you could do like something like this, and then like that. And that's basically what I did here, is I just like went through this forever. So this is going through all this. This mask will just is turning it off on the first beat, so that like when I have this kick going, gets it a little bit of bounce. I can turn it up a bit. Yeah, modulate everything. That also takes it from something, it's almost like, I almost feel like the, I'll put this back on. I almost feel like this like makes it so that it's like almost the computer is like writing it with you, where it's like, because like, I don't know how any of this is gonna sound. Like I'm not like thinking of a sound in my head and being like, oh, like that's how I want, exactly how I want the vocal chops to be. Like I'm just going through, having the computer like sort of generate it on its own. Then when I like it, I hold on to that, and then I pattern the next thing to have this like long, like vocal chop. And so, yeah, that's like how I do my vocal chops for the most part. And you can do a couple other things. You could obviously do like splice would work. You could do, you know. Scrub is usually the best for chops, to be honest. But you could use sine here. You could use a saw wave. You could use Berlin noise. Yeah. I've been on strudel. I started like September or July of last year, maybe. But to be fair, I mean, I've been in it every day since, pretty much. Like I just like, I'm obsessed with it. Like I love it. Thank you. I feel like strudel makes like so much like sense to me. I don't know. Like to be honest, like yeah, like I use Ableton a lot and like other DAWs, but like I feel like even since learning strudel, like there's been a lot of times I've gone back and been like, you know, there's been a lot of times I've gone back and I'm like, oh, this would just be better. Like if I'm making like dubstep or something, like I should just go do it in Ableton, like make sure I'm keeping up my Ableton chops. And it can literally feel kind of hard. Like I'm kind of like, man, like as you know, Strudel's definitely not easy, but I think people sometimes undersell like how difficult like in-depth learning like something like Ableton is. Like that shit is like, probably harder. And I mean, I think there's also a certain amount of like this just like works for my brain. Like I also love live looping, and so like that part of this it works well for me. And so like yeah, like I just think that it just makes so much sense to me, and the fact that it's like live looping just takes me out of my head so much. Like the problem with Ableton is like I'm able to stop it and then just like go in and start getting like, you know, just like overly obsessed with. I mean, you guys saw the other song. Like this is pretty obsessive, but like this happens every time I open a DAW. Like I start doing shit like this, but this is only like like I only get through the first 20 seconds when I open a DAW. You know what I mean? Like versus Strudel is kind of, it forces me to like make something that's like a whole idea. And then also like the thing that is so awesome about Strudel is that like this is a pretty, you know, it's not a lot of elements, but there's a fair amount going on inside of the elements, but you see it all in front of your face. Like versus like when I have like 4 different plugins on something, I have to go in and like open the plugin and like dissect what's going on inside that because all of them are different. And like this is just like, you know, if I do the distortion on this track, it's gonna be the same as all the others. If I do the compressor, if I do the scrub, like it's always like the same, no matter like the same syntax. I mean, like, and when I'm like looking at it to understand it. No, I feel like DAWs are extremely not self-explanatory. Actually, like I've spent a lot of time in them, so I feel pretty comfortable in DAWs at this point. But like, you know, you don't get. I mean, you get like a half-assed like help thing most of the time. You don't get this reference thing. This reference in Strudel can like literally like anytime you're like, oh, like how do I do that? It just like opens up. Let alone like an inclusive learn page. And then there's also a ton of other like resources to learn Strudel. There's like the Switch Angel YouTube, which is awesome. Then there's the local LA person Will, who goes by like C Robo. He has like a website that I think he's dropping it publicly soon, but it's like even better than the Strudel Learn page in my opinion. Like it's like very, very in depth for learning everything. So like I don't know. I think learning. I would recommend if somebody's like starting and they're like, I want to do like electronic music specifically, and I have never used a DAW before. I would recommend them to do this before, at the same time as learning a DAW, probably, honestly, because I still often need like for getting the acapellas out of here and stuff. Like I still have to use a DAW, or like recording vocals on the other song. Like I still have to go through and use a DAW. So like, it's definitely not like a full replacement, but I've loved Strudel more than like anything. But yeah, so I'm gonna take away this explanation I did. I want to try these ARPs out in the actual remix. So we'll go through and do a little bit of like a run through of everything. Let me just make sure there's no burning questions. I actually just went to one of his workshops. I just went to one of C Robo's workshops. And his name is Will, so I'd have to call him Will. Sorry, but yeah, it was great. There wasn't that many people there, to be honest, but I think a lot of people went to the earlier session that I wasn't at. But I mean, he's a guru for sure. Like, and the way he has like a version of Strudel where he like maps like where he maps like effects to all of his keys. So he'll like press tab, it'll go into a mode where he just has like a bunch of different effects mapped to his keys. And I'm gonna definitely learn how to do that. I think that's so awesome. It like takes it makes the live coding thing like even more like, you know, interesting, because it's not just like queuing stuff on and off or typing something from scratch, but that usually takes a while to get it, you know, sort of moving. It adds just like a whole new dimension to it. That I hope eventually he will, you know, release a bit of like a documentation from, because I think it's really awesome for the whole community. Yeah, it was beginner stuff, but I think it was supposed to be like a whole 6-hour thing. I kind of was like, oh, like I don't know if I want to go through the whole Strudel like beginner learn page, but I actually don't think it was that. So if he does another one, I'll definitely go to the first session. But I want to try out some of these ARPs that we just did. I'll turn this up a bit.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your fame.
Wait. I want to fade in the bass. I know this is like a small thing. It's like dumb to stop it for, but I want to stop the bass. I want it to have it be like, so yes, we're gonna start over.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to be admired. But baby, I'm first in place. Face card, no cash, no credit.
Whoops. Fuck. It was the wrong chords. I have these like the chords for each section that I wrote out, and I just realized it's only on the. Fuck. Okay, let's start over again just to see how the arps sound. These are definitely gonna need to be quieter though. I'm gonna take this thing and put it on them.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to be admired. But baby, I'm first in place. Face card, no cash, no credit. Yes, card, don't speak, you said it. Look at you. Skip the application interview. Sweet way down. Look at you.
I'll probably do a high pass here.
Everybody wants you, baby. You shouldn't show that way.
I don't know what this is kind of the big question, like what do I want to have here? Yeah, I'm trying to do similar like how I do like the breakbeat stuff, but I was trying to keep it like I don't want to just I have a habit of just doing, going for like the like awesome like danceable just like 4 on the floor like house thing, but I want to keep this one a little bit more like, I don't know, like a little bit more like like fun danceable versus like, stank face danceable, if that makes sense. But I definitely need to figure out like, I don't know if I want these kicks. I've thought about maybe bringing in the tops at the chorus. Maybe we should bring in the arps at the chorus, to be honest, and do the chop sample before, because I like all the elements we have. I'm just not exactly sure of like when they should be coming in. Yeah, more groovy is the right term. That's definitely the right word for it. Cause I think I want to go breaks then bass, maybe breaks then sample then bass, then arps and tops on the chorus maybe, and then we have the kicks come in on the second verse maybe, which is a little bit like unconventional, but I feel like it would feel good maybe. I still need to turn down these chords just a little bit. Let's try it again.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block
I want it to come in there.
Baby, I'm first in place. First card, no cash, no credit. Baby, yes, card, don't speak, you said it. Look at you. Skip the application interview. Sweet way down. Look at you.
Wait, I kind of have an idea. What if the... Oh, I would love to do another basement. To be honest, I was feeling a little bit discouraged about those. Like, I was like, does anybody like kind of like this? Like, I have a lot of fun doing it, but it's like it takes me like 5 hours to get it right usually. So I'm like, I actually want to do a basement. I want to do like a basement session where like I do some of my remixes. I feel like that would be good. I kind of have kept them separate until now. So like, I don't know, but I definitely want to do another one soon, and just because I also want to get my like full live set together for when I'm playing live, and so I'll probably just do one and try to like get as many just see how I can mix together all my remixes in some way. The hard part about doing live in Strudel, messaged you about it on SoundCloud. Oh, that must have been you. Sorry, Maynard. I feel like Maynard, what is your SoundCloud name again? Because I had it at one point, and I just need to write it down so that I know that it's you who I'm talking to. That's right. But some of the hard parts of performing live in Strudel, I feel, is like it's hard to do smooth tempo transitions for sure. Like that's a big one. And then like if you're doing whole remixes, it's like there's a mix of like my remixes can be a bit difficult because there's so many things changing so quickly that like I definitely want to be arranging things to a certain extent, but if I'm arranging things, like how do I do the transitions? Because you want to have certain elements hanging over in between different remixes. And also the problem of like, you know, if you have any pitch samples that are like using Splice or whatever, not Splice like the platform, but like Splice the function in Strudel, that one. Like it pitches, you know, differently depending on how fast the tempo is. So if I'm trying to do a transition, like I can't have any of those elements basically, unless it just like happens to work out perfectly. You can have percussive elements like drums and stuff using Splice, but you can't have like, you know, like the acapella couldn't hang out over like stuff like that. Would just like I would not be able to do. So I'm sort of figuring out how I'm gonna do like a basement set with like a bunch of remixes, but that's definitely in the works. I'm thinking we do back to this remix. I'm still trying out a couple, but I liked the chords staying in because having the sidechain kick on the second verse I thought was maybe cool. So I want to see what that sounds like. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna have this come in sooner. Should have bring those on.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to be around you. But baby, I'm first in place. Face card, no cash, no credit.
Oh, that's perfect.
Baby, I'm best card, don't speak, you said it. You're on your kid.
Shoot.
Skip the application interview. Sweet like
Back
mango.
in my-
Let's take it here.
Shoot. I don't know. It feels like, I don't know how I'm feeling about the superset. Like, I like the way they come in. I mean, I could do what I did on the Addison run, where it's like a drum break almost, where it's just like, I mean, I should probably try that because that was really cool when I did it on that remix, where I just have like a bunch of breaks that kick in. And then, so like just like 2 breaks, both panned. And then we had to figure out what. Let me just turn these off real quick.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to be around you.
And then we're gonna take our original break, let's make it a bit louder.
Face card, no cash, no credit.
Then we cannot forget this. Oh, no, that's there.
Don't speak, you said it. Look at you. Skip the
Do
application.
like that.
Sweet like mango.
And then we'll have maybe this. Maybe like something that's like something like that. It's like gives us a little bit of squiggle, if you will. Something like that. Then like low pass that. And then give us a little bit of low pass envelope up to like 800. And then LP attack will be like that's not right. It's because we have the decay so short. All right, so what if it went, Will's works was a D yesterday. So that was the one. Yeah, I was there. So I want something, I want the bass to be like, wow, wow. But I was thinking like, bounce, 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 bounce. And that means it would be like, if we lay it all out on here, it would be like, wow, wow. And struct is just when the notes are on versus off. Don't. And so this would be a bono. Down. That would be the notes. And then on here, we're going to want to, the third one is going to be like, whoa, I don't know, something like that. To give us like a, like, wow, maybe. No, it should be like this. Not that. That's sick. Then every other time it's gonna, just on the last time it's gonna do something. It's like, I don't know. love this. All right, let's see. Got any new ideas for remixes, original songs in the chamber? Ideas for remixes, original songs in the chamber, or just kind of going off vibes? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much in the chamber, to be honest. Usually I'm pretty like off dome with my content and stuff. It's like when I get an idea for something, I just do it and post it like right away. I am trying to do more content. Like maybe I'll make it from this stream. I'm trying to do more content, like explaining what I'm doing a little bit. I was sort of originally anti that, but I think it's kind of cool now. I've changed my mind, and so I want to do some like sort of breaking down what I'm doing. I feel like that'd also be good for the original stuff because obviously like with the original stuff you don't have the appeal of everybody knowing like the lyrics and stuff. So that's kind of like where my mindset's at there. I'm curious. I want to try out and see if that's going to work for the second verse or if that's just like a cool thing that we did that's just totally not going to work in context.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to feel lying. Baby, I'm first in place.
What the? Oh. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Let's try that whole thing again. I fucked that shit up. My bad. All right, we're starting this whole thing again.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Running on the block to be a lion. But baby, I'm first in place. Face card, no cash, no credit. Baby, I'm best card, don't speak, you said it. Do I look at you? Stick the application in the view.
Sweet like Marabou. It could work. It could work. Probably be super like that. Ah. I have something to figure out. Yeah, no, that was an accident. This is the problem with uncommenting lines sometimes. So I accidentally uncommented like just this first line of the ARP, but we have all this other stuff on it that mixes it in. And so, yeah, that was why that was awful. I still have a couple questions with this remix. I want this one to be really. I need another one. My sister's reel has been awesome to have it like drive so much engagement for me, but I really want to be putting out some more more high frequency and more high quality remixes. So I really want to be thinking about this anymore. Also, does anybody else have any other questions? Any other things? I want to be maintaining the stream well. I can take a bit of a break to answer some questions. I can maybe run this in the background. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I kind of need more bangers, to be honest. I've been running a little dry. I need a sexy banger, and then I need an emo banger. That's like my two things that I am in very deep need of. Also, the stream was supposed to be named. I renamed the stream. I just saw that the name was Juice Remix. It was supposed to be TROYE SIVAN. I like literally did this earlier. I guess it didn't save. TROYE SIVAN. Sexy back would be awesome. I'll probably do that eventually. That would be really sexy. Yeah, I'm just thinking something that's more like with the emo stuff, it can be a little bit like I look at the stats and it's like 95% men, and it's like as much as I'm very grateful for all the fans, but I also want something that's like a little bit more inclusive with everybody, like enjoy stuff that everybody's able to enjoy, a little bit more, and so like I try to mix the like more like girly remixes and the I want to do more tap around. So I did fuck my computer into Femininomenon, but that was like not really. That was like a mix of the two, sort of. So reading cardboard would be a good idea. I like that idea. I'm gonna run through